Hey guys, it's David. Today I have an awesome video for you guys, a review of the brand new, long-anticipated, long-awaited Hocus Pocus 2 airing right now on Disney+. Now you guys, I am a huge Hocus Pocus fan, as you can see from the set behind me. I loved the original film from '93. I discovered it actually in my teenage years when I was back in high school. I absolutely loved it. I love Halloween movies. I love Halloweens. Everything spooky, Spooktober. I'm here for it. But Hocus Pocus 2 was a movie that I was very cautiously optimistic for, because when you have such a beloved film, you know, has a huge fan base and a huge following and didn't get a sequel until 29 years later because the initial film was a huge box office bomb. It's actually, like, a lot of people don't know that, like, the original movie tanked and then slowly got its, you know, fan base through home media, and then just, you know, as people would watch the movie like around Halloween and like train their kids up in it and then get all these new generations to fall in love with Hocus Pocus. It's a tall order to ask for, especially when you have a sequel that's, you know, so hotly anticipated. You know, it was in development hell for years. It was never going to happen, but it's finally happened, and the fans are ones to thank for this. That's something that the cast and crew are always mentioning. And I personally was super excited for this film, and honestly, I can proudly say this film is amazing. I was very pleasantly surprised. So full closure, this review is going to be spoiler free. I will have a spoiler review up later, potentially this month or maybe next year, something to look forward to for next October. But yeah, I just wanted to get a review out there and show you guys my thoughts and feelings. And I honestly want to know what you guys think of Hocus Pocus 2. So comment down below. And before we get into it, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and click the bell notifications to be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get into it. Hocus Pocus 2 was so much fun, you guys. It lived up to the hype. It lived up to the pressure that it had for so long, and it's amazing. Is it a perfect film? No, but most movies aren't when you really sit down and break them down and be really nitpicky with them. But this film was amazing. It was one of the best sequels I've ever seen out of any franchise. Arguably had moments that were just as good, if not potentially heightened the experience of the first film, because not that it was better than the first movie, but it just was such a great, a lot of reviewers have compared this as a really nice companion piece, and honestly it is. It's super fun, super hilarious. The script was amazing in this. It's like the first one, where there's so many one-liners that you just gotta listen for them because they're that quick. First off, Sanderson sisters, the reason everybody's here. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, Kathy Najimy kill it. Almost 30 years later, they have not played these characters since 1993, technically 92 when they were filming. Sorry, I know my film nerd's going off right now. So, you guys, they're absolutely amazing. It was like there was no break. It was like the last film came out last year, and now they're here back for the sequel. They were absolutely phenomenal, and they killed it as their characters, pun intended. Yeah, honestly, like, this was just amazing. I loved their dynamic as sisters. You kind of you got to see a bit more of a dynamic between them, because in the first film we didn't really see them as much. There's definitely more Sanderson sister. There's definitely more Sanderson sister film time in this movie, and a lot more screen time for them, because a lot of their scenes were actually cut in the original film, and there's actually a scene in this movie which is like the whole Walgreens sequence, which you've kind of seen in clips that have been released. That was an idea that was scrapped from the first movie. So, like, if you're a film buff and you know, and you go into this movie and you're like, oh, that's kind of what that's a callback to. At least I'm pretty sure it's what it is, because that's what I got from it. Yeah, no, they're amazing. Also, their singing voices are like top tier. They're well into, you know, the winter of their life, as one would say, and they're amazing. Like, their singing voices are incredible. The musical numbers in this film, I won't spoil them just because I want you guys to experience them for the first time when you see it, but there actually are 2 musical numbers done exclusively by the Sanderson sisters. It is not I Put a Spell on You, and it's 2 brand new songs that honestly fit the tone and the story of Hocus Pocus so well. It was kind of genius. Not kind of, it was genius. And I just had so much fun. And also, the soundtrack goes hard. Like, it didn't need to go that hard, but because it's Bette Midler, it's gonna go that hard. They're amazing. The side characters, the new characters that are introduced, Becca, I believe is the girl's name. Honestly, I actually quite enjoyed her and her friends. They're, you know, a big trap that a lot of films can come into is when you have fan favorite characters returning in a new film, they will bring in new characters to kind of get you to fall in love with, in a way, but they give you the promise of these of these old characters coming back, but really the story's about the new characters. And I'm happy to say that this movie does not do that. They have the new characters, but they're interwoven within the Sanderson sister storyline so well that you don't really notice it and you don't really complain when they're kind of on screen because all of their screen time has a story intertwined with the Sanderson sisters. So you're like, you know what? I'd rather see the Sanderson sisters, but they're in there so much that you're like, you know what? This isn't a problem. Plus also, the actors are also really, really great. The girl who plays Becca is amazing, as well as her two friends that show up as well. The only person that I would kind of have a gripe with the film is whoever plays one of the girls, I believe her name is Cassie's boyfriend. I personally found him super annoying. However, if that's what the actor was meant to do, bravo, you killed it, because you were very annoying in this movie. But yeah, like it's such a fun romp. Honestly, if you guys want like a super fun time, honestly, I would say go watch Hocus Pocus 1 first. Actually, I wouldn't. You know what? This film is also another great strength about this film is that you can watch it like standalone. You don't need to have seen the first film to understand and enjoy the story of Hocus Pocus 2. Because they of course, like a lot of sequels do, they go back and they retell you what happens to catch all the newcomers up so that they can enjoy that film. And as I said, it's like as if the last movie happened a year ago and now the second one's here. It's the Sanderson sisters back and better than ever. Honestly, if you're a huge Hocus Pocus fan, if you're a Halloween fan, if you just love Disney, if you're in the Spooktober vibe, go check out Hocus Pocus on Disney+. It is so much fun. Honestly, I think you guys will just super. And honestly, I think you guys will have a really fun time watching this movie. It's funny. It's got great musical numbers. The acting is really great. And honestly, the ending, a lot of people have said it's a very heartfelt ending. It was an ending that I didn't expect, to be quite honest with you. And it was touching in a way that I didn't expect. I'll be honest, I shed a tear. A little tear came down in the viewing of this film. And I'm not going to spoil it because I want you guys to see the film and honestly enjoy it, because this film is honestly, like, I was shocked with how well a Disney Plus film was. Like, this was not a theatrical release. This was a streaming service movie. But honestly, as you know, one of my favorite YouTubers, Grace Randolph at Beyond the Trailer, go check her out. She's amazing. This was a Disney Plus film that was better than a Disney Plus film. You know, it felt like a theatrical experience, in my opinion. And the production value was there. There's also some cameos as well and little nods to the first film that, unless you've seen the first film, you may not pick up on. So actually do maybe go watch the first film so then you can know there's literally like Easter eggs, costumes, literally down to cinematography Easter eggs of how certain scenes are shot and camera angles and stuff like that. So it would just heighten your film experience. But even then, Hocus Pocus 2 is so good that it stands on its own. And honestly, if they wanted to continue with a Hocus Pocus 3, they totally could. But they end it in a way that the story's all wrapped up. And if they don't continue, we have a great two-part story that feels so complete and so perfect that, you know what, if they wanted to leave it, I'd be perfectly happy with Hocus Pocus 1 and Hocus Pocus 2. And that is my review of Hocus Pocus 2. A spoiler review will be coming down the line eventually. But yeah, honestly, you guys, this movie is a 11 out of 10. I was that surprised and that happy with it. It was so much fun. And I think if you're just in the mood for a great Halloween film, this is definitely the film for you. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and click the bell notifications to be notified every time I drop a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.